How can you be successful if you don't even know what successful means? Well, luckily you have me to explain to you what the 3 pillars of success are, which is health, wealth, and relationships. Health, not just in the physical sense, but also mental health. Wealth, not just in the financial sense, but also with assets and access to resources. And relationships, obviously with family, friends, people within your industry, contacts, and your community at large. If you don't have all 3 of these things, are you really successful? It's a good litmus test. Let me give you an example, a common example, which we can use this test to really calculate whether someone's actually successful. So let's take the common example of the rich businessman. He's got loads of money, he's got accolades, he's done a lot, and on the surface, this person might appear to be quite successful. However, we need to analyze the other 2 pillars as to whether this person is actually successful. When you analyze him, you realize that he eats like shit, he's overweight, he does drugs, he smokes, so he doesn't have the health pillar. Furthermore, he doesn't have good relationships with people. He treats people like shit, has poor relationship with his family, doesn't have any friends. So he doesn't have that pillar either. So you have to ask, is this person really successful? And I'd argue, no, he's not. And you can put any successful person in your mind through this test. You can do it right now. Pause the video if you have to. Just think of someone that you might be idolizing as being so successful. Do they have health, wealth, and relationships? And if they don't, perhaps they're not as successful as you once thought. Let's go for another common example. So you might have health, you're relatively young and you exercise, and you have good relationships, good relationship with your family and your friends, but no wealth. Are you successful? Well, it's hard to say because you can't really pour from an empty cup. And I'd probably put myself in this category at the moment. I don't really have the wealth pillar yet, hence why I'm working on that the most. So I'd argue, no, you're not successful if you don't have all 3 pillars. You can't not have the wealth pillar and still be successful because you're limited in how much you can really help yourself and the people around you. And because it's my weakest pillar, that is therefore my primary focus. Each pillar helps the other pillars as well. You get to a point where your other 2, in my case, the other 2 pillars can't progress more unless the weakest one has a lot of work and time put into it in order to get it up to the level of the other 2. So I'll give you some examples of this. So if your health pillar improves, that means that you have your wealth pillar will also therefore improve because you have more energy to work. And your relationship pillar will also improve because you have energy to spend time with your loved ones. If your wealth pillar improves, that improves your health pillar because that means you have more money to spend on your diet, your exercise, and also it improves your relationship pillar because you have more time to spend with people because not everyone is constantly trading their time in exchange for money. And if your relationship pillar improves, then your health pillar subsequently improves because spending time with your family and friends subsequently boosts your mental health. And it also improves your wealth pillar because you are networking with people within your industry, which means that you can share skills and find opportunities to improve business together. So yeah, the conclusion to this is that you need to kind of analyze yourself within these 3 pillars, be honest with yourself. How do you rank in all of these? And put more effort into the pillars that you are weakest in, and then work towards being a holistically successful individual rather than making the mistake most commonly of just focusing on one pillar like wealth instead of realizing that there's multiple things that makes up being a successful individual.